Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Bariatric Nutrition Podcast. So today's episode is about buyer's remorse or regretting having bariatric surgery. And look, it's an uncomfortable place to be. And it can feel like everything is all too much. What have I done? And it can last for a little bit of time, those really early days after your surgery, or it can stay longer and it can be there for a period. And I want to talk all about it because it is not uncommon. I want to start off by sharing a message I received. And I thought this message was such a great message to share because I think so many people are going to resonate with this. And I'm going to read it and then we're going to talk more about it. So I'll start the message. The message I received was, I am really struggling with it all and actually regret the decision to have surgery. Although I have not said that to anyone, as I'm trying to stay positive about it, I think I'm not eating the right foods or the right quantity, as I so often feel hungry in between meals and sick after meals. Last night at midnight, I had to get up and get a Weet-Bix, it's like a some cereal, if you don't know Weet-Bix, because I just couldn't sleep because of the hunger pains. So I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. So the feeling of regret, you might share it with other people or you may not share it, but it is not uncommon. And so I wanted to really acknowledge it, but also we don't want to stay in that place because you've had your surgery. It's all about how do we get the most out of your surgery. And I'm really passionate about my clients that I work with having a great experience in their journey, feeling confident and really getting all of the lovely benefits that you can have had bariatric surgery.
Welcome to the Bariatric Nutrition Coach podcast, where we empower you with weight loss surgery, nutrition knowledge, mindset advice, and inspiration so you succeed in your weight and health journey. I'm your host, Jane Stoltz, and I am a bariatric dietitian who has helped over 1,300 people on their weight loss surgery journeys. I'm also a solo mum, lover of long walks while listening to podcasts, partial to a glass of wine, and the ocean is my happy place. Join me as I dive deep into bariatric nutrition and lifestyle topics and deliver them to you in bite-sized, palatable episodes every Monday. Now let's go.
All the lovely things that come out of not only weight loss, fitting into smaller clothes, feeling better, the changes in pathology, your energy levels, being able to run around with the children, your grandchildren, going upstairs and it's easier, and being able to travel easier, all of those lovely things. If you're in that space of regretting having your surgery, you're going to feel stuck, okay? It's going to affect your mental health significantly because you've just undertaken and decided to have a surgical procedure, an elective surgical procedure, and it was your decision. And so there can be a lot of really heavy emotions along with that feeling of regret. And you're also not in a mindset that you are going to be able to really flourish in your bariatric journey. So we really don't want to stay in this place. That's why I wanted to do this podcast, because I want to talk about how do we move out of being in that space of regret. So let's talk about the reality. The reality is that having bariatric surgery is not the easy way out. You would have seen that in social media. After having bariatric surgery, there's a lot of hard work to be done. And if you're listening to this pre-surgery, this is not to put you off. This is just wanting to keep it real. Many of my clients, and I've had people say this so much over the years, that the early days after bariatric surgery can feel like a full-time job. Eat now, stop drinking, start drinking, do this, do that. There are so many guidelines that we ask you to follow and so many changes. And it's a lot of effort. But I just want you to know that it feels better and it gets better over time. It's about creating new habits and practices. So we want to acknowledge that it's really tough. And we want to acknowledge that, you can be in that space of feeling like, what have I done? Why have I done this? What have I got myself into? We want to acknowledge it, but we really don't want to stay in that place for very long because it only gets you feeling worse. You don't get the progress, you don't feel good, and not only does it affect your physical journey, but it will also affect your emotional, mental health journey in your bariatric surgery. So I want to take you through 4 steps that you can work through to help you move out if you are in that place of regret, buyer's remorse. So you may not want to work through these steps as much in those if you've got that 3 days post-surgery and you're feeling really tender and thirsty or not thirsty, or you need to drink and you don't feel thirsty and you need to do this and all of that. You can feel like it could be a couple of days of regret, buyer's remorse there. These are really steps that if you're in that space, like the person that shared with that comment with me about they're a bit further progressed and I'm really stuck not knowing how it all works. How is this all supposed to work? I'm not enjoying it. It's really impacting my life. I'm going to work through those 4 steps now. Step 1 is to know your why, and come back to your why of actually having the bariatric surgery in the first place. When we're in the depths of feeling not great, regret, all of that, we can really forget the reasons why you decided to invest so much in your physical and mental health of having bariatric surgery. So often the really key whys that we want to acknowledge and bring up really prominently, and I say prominently, we can have them written down, we can have them recorded, we can visit them daily even if we needed. Daily, we want to remind ourselves of our why. The ones that we want to really kind of have recorded and revisit are the ones that are really connected to the heart, our heart, quality of life. It can be, I want to look better in a dress and I want to feel better about myself. That's more of a heart connection. I want to look better in that dress. That's great, and that's a lovely kind of smaller why in a way. The ones that really kind of can help us when times get tough are the really significant, that I want to improve my quality of life. I want to go traveling with my partner. I want to be able to enjoy my job without all the pain when I go up steps, or I can keep up. I want to have the energy. I want to be there for my children longer. I want to be able to play with my grandchildren. So we want to get really clear and can write down the why or whys we decided to have surgery. My father had diabetes, or my mother had diabetes, and they died too early because of the complications, and I was on the same path. So that quality of life, longevity of life, the really key whys, so we have them written down. We can have them in the notes section of our phone. We can have them on the side of the fridge. We want to revisit them. We want to keep them alive. We don't want to forget your why or whys for having your surgery. So that's step 1. Step 2 is a bit of an uncomfortable one, and we don't stay here very long. It's identifying what you're regretting. Where's the regret coming from? Is it discomfort in the body? Is it your sleep's being affected? You're waking up hungry in the middle of the night. Is it food? Are you missing food? Are you feeling like you're mourning the loss of food? Are you feeling just so uncomfortable in social situations? Are you not seeing any benefits for the effort that you're putting in? You're not tolerating foods. You don't know how to get things to stay down. Are relationships changing? So we want to really get clear about the really key things that are really impacting that regret. What's making things the hardest for you? What's really keeping you in that space? And it's not to stay there, but it's really to get clear, because what we do then in step 3, so that was step 2, is identifying what you're regretting. Step 3 is pick one area to work on. Just pick one area that you feel you have a greatest impact. There's 2 options here. We can say, pick the area that you feel you have the greatest impact or the least. And why I say that is sometimes if we just choose something small and we have a quick win, we can then build on it. And that can be wonderful. So we can do something small, have a quick win, and it can just give us that little boost, a little bit of energy, a little bit of light comes through the clouds. And that gives us some space to move on to the next thing. So that might be what you feel is best for you. What's a small area to work on or something to improve that's small, it's quite tangible, and something that can give you a quick win. That's one part. The other part could be what's the really big thing that's really weighing you down or causing that regret, and being really clear about that. So we really need clarity before we go into action. If you listen to my other podcast, I'm a big one about having some reflection, thinking about things a bit before we move into action. So step 3 is picking one area to work on, and it can be a small quick win, or you might say, look, this is the big thing that's really fostering that regret, and that's what I want to work on.
Now tell me, is this you? You have had your bariatric surgery and you're feeling lost, you're lacking support, and you don't know what to eat and when. Or you may have noticed after your surgery, your hunger and cravings have started to return and you are scared you won't reach your goals. You may have had some weight regain and you want to stop the weight regain and lose some more weight. You may be pre-surgery and you want support to be fully prepared for your weight loss surgery journey. If any of these sound like you, then listen up. I have developed my Bariatric Nutrition Bootcamp just for you. My coaching program provides education, coaching and community for people getting ready for their weight loss surgery and at every stage after their surgery.
You were so fantastic. You didn't just go, here you go, off you go. You were like, right, here you go. Let's do it step by step. And it's that step by step. If somebody's prepared to help you like that, it's immeasurable. It's priceless.
Your help just changed the game for me, right? It just changed the trajectory of my ability to understand what my body's telling me and trusting it. That was a hard one, right? Because my body, I can override it in a lot of ways in the past.
I think that hiring Jane has actually been the best thing that I've done. I was lost. I had no idea what to expect. I've never done bariatric surgery before. I've never had it done before. So yes, you have all the information from your surgeon and from their nutritionist and all that sort of stuff. If you have lifetime support, that's great. But a lot of times you don't. So you need to take that next step and invest in yourself, because that's what it is. It's the most amazing investment that I've made.
There are 4 key areas that I focus on with my clients in my Bariatric Nutrition Bootcamp. One is the Bariatric Nutrition Basics. You will learn what and how to eat so you feel satisfied, reach your protein and fluid goals, and have less cravings, and know how to manage your hunger in the future. Meal ideas and meal planning. You'll learn to plan meals and snacks that you like, so you have great options on hand when it comes time to eat. Also, we focus on mastering weight regain habits, identifying any habits that are stopping you from reaching your goals, and create manageable strategies to get back on the straight and narrow so you can manage your weight for the rest of your life. And also, I focus with my clients in my Bariatric Nutrition Bootcamp on learning to trust your body and food. Start to enjoy your food again by relearning to listen to your body cues so you have less guilt and improve your relationship with food and your body. If you are ready to maximize your weight loss surgery results, feel confident in your journey, and be led with support and expert guidance, then the Bariatric Nutrition Bootcamp is for you. If you would like to know more about my coaching program, check out the link in the show notes.
And step 4 is rally your team. It is so important to have a great team around you in your bariatric journey. It is not a solo race. It's not a race, but you could say it's a marathon. It's for the rest of your life, but it's not something you need to do by yourself. You need to, and it's great, no matter how you're feeling, to have a great team. Knowing you've got people to support you, places to go for support if you get stuck, or just people that are giving you feedback along the way to keep you on track. So who can be in your team? Your team can be a psychologist, your GP, which is primary care provider, your bariatric centre, the bariatric nurse, physio, exercise physiologist, dietitian. You can have a whole lot of people in your team that are there to support you along your way. And so what you want to say is, this big thing or this little thing is, can I do this by myself? Or do I need support? Part of being stuck after bariatric surgery is you can't seem to move out of it by yourself. That's why people get stuck. And it is not uncommon, and it's kind of normal. You've never done it before. There's a lot of changes, and behaviour change often takes external input to help with that. So reaching out and starting to talk about it. And you are not alone. I'm doing this podcast because it's really common. It can be a fleeting feeling, or it can be something that stays for some time. And just know, if you're struggling with anything, and I say this all the time to people, if you're struggling with something, someone else is too. You're not alone. When I worked and supported a very busy bariatric centre as their dietitian, people came in, Jane, is this normal? And straight away I say, if you're experiencing it, it's normal. Struggles are very common. People often just don't talk about them. So reaching out and rallying your team to get the support you need for your journey. Getting input, knowledge and support is so, so important. Different ideas, someone that's asking you or helping you to look at things in a bit of a different way. We get in our own way. You know, if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same result. And don't we all do it at times? We all do it. We think, I should be able to do this on my own, and I keep trying the same things and nothing changes. But sometimes you just need support. And if you're in that place of regret, you're stuck in that place of buyer's remorse, that is a key time where you need to reach out. And the research shows that people that do follow up, their follow-up appointments in the long term do better. There's lots of research that shows that people that connect with other professionals in their bariatric journey do better. It's not about just also seeing people when you need help. It's about knowing at a really deep level you're not alone. It is not something you need to do by yourself. And at some point you need support. So rallying your team. You might want to jot down the people that you currently have in your team, or who else could be a really useful person to have in your team. And what you pick, the area to work on in step 2, is going to guide you as well. Do I have all the people in my team that I need? Do I need to find somebody that can really help me with this area, that big area that is really keeping me in that space of regret? So as I always do, when I've gone through my steps, I do a recap. I like doing a little summary just to recap the 4 steps that you can go through if you're stuck in this place of regretting having your weight loss surgery, buyer's remorse, and you just don't know how to get out of it. 1, know your why. We want to find the why or whys that are really connected to your heart. 2, identify what you're regretting. Really get clear about what are the key things that you're regretting that are really feeding that regret. Number 3 is picking one area to work on, whether it's a small, quick win or whether it's I'm just going to go straight to that area that's having the greatest impact on my life and making me feel so stuck. And number 4 is rally your team. Reach out and start talking about it. Do you have everyone in your team that you need to be successful? And knowing that it's really normal to need support, knowing that you're going to have highs and lows, but that's okay. You have people in your team to help you and move out of that stuck space. Thank you so much for getting to this point, which is the end of this podcast. I hope you found it of value. You can ask me questions and suggest topics that I do a podcast on. Yes, you can. You can go to the show notes of this podcast. You can click on Ask Jane, and you don't have to give your surname. You just put your first name, you put your question or a topic that you would like me to do a podcast on, and I will do that. I am slowly working through some of the topics people suggested and answering questions. Not in every podcast, but I'm working through them, and you will find that your question is answered. If you're interested, I'd love you to have input into a podcast. If you're finding this value, that would be wonderful. Feel free to click on Ask Jane and ask me a question or suggest a podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and I really look forward to being back in your ears next episode. Bye for now.